love, justice, respect, equality, kindness, compassion, equal in dignity, and rights. Hello and welcome to Equal in Dignity and Rights by the Wasmuth Center for Human Rights, home of the Idaho Anne Frank Human Rights Memorial. Today, you'll be introduced to another person of influence whose words are also etched into the stone of the Idaho Anne Frank Human Rights Memorial. At the end of this video, we'll prompt you with a few questions that will get you started in today's virtual journal entry. Remember, there is no right or wrong answer to what you write. You are human, equal in dignity and rights. This journal entry is about a revolutionary who influenced Mexico in the early 1900s. His name is Emiliano Zapata. Emiliano Zapata was born August 8, 1879, and died April 10, 1919, at the age of 39. Born in a village called Anenacuilco in the state of Morelos in Mexico, he was one of 10 children in a well-known local family of the rural community. After its independence in 1821, Mexico was in a state of recovery and growth, having broken free from 3 centuries of Spanish colonial rule, genocide, and enslavement of indigenous natives, and a history of Spanish economic control. By the time Zapata was born in 1879, Mexico was led by General Porfirio Diaz, who was a war hero during Mexico's years of instability. Many of the Mexican states were comprised of a combination of Spanish, indigenous, and mestizo mixed ancestry people. Zapata is widely believed to have been of Spanish and indigenous Nahuatl heritage. General Diaz had led Mexico into a period of peace, but while in power, turned a blind eye to landowner corruption. Greedy landowners stole land from farmers and peasants through violence. They used the land to turn over crops that would garner quick profits, ruining the land. Political friends of General Diaz won local elections and often used their offices to officially enforce changes in land ownership that was grossly unjust to the peasant class. The peasants and farmers suffered severe economic conditions. As a young man, Zapata witnessed the rejection of his community when they tried to appeal to the Diaz government concerning land ownership in Morelos. His grievance against General Diaz was clear, and after being elected by his community as their leader, Zapata began grassroots organizing on behalf of peasants and farmers. With the lack of response from the government, Emiliano Zapata, at the age of 30, created and trained an armed group to retake the land. His followers took on the name Zapatistas and were active leading up to the Mexican Revolution of 1910. For 10 years, from 1910 through 1920, the Mexican Revolution was a civil war that shook the government. During those years, revolutionaries forced General Diaz out of office, and the Mexican political system underwent a series of struggles in which multiple factions, led by Zapata and other leaders, either fought against or supported various presidents and dictators who assumed office. The support was based on which leaders would agree to incorporating and enforcing laws that would protect the land rights of farmers and peasants. By the end of the Civil War, Zapata and a number of revolutionary factions deeply influenced the government and instituted plans that returned stolen land to peasants and farmers. Many of the orders came from a plan created by Zapata called Zapata's Plan de Ayala. When land was returned to the agricultural class, there existed a period of peace in which food and crops helped feed the people. By 1916, One of Zapata's former political rivals rose to power and became president of Mexico. Fearing that Zapata's presence would cause problems, President Carranza tried to suppress Zapata's influence. For years, there was warfare between the new government and the revolutionaries until Zapata was assassinated by his rivals in 1919. Emiliano Zapata became a martyr for the Mexican people as a symbol of anti-corruption, standing against the greedy in service of land ownership and economic rights of the common man. His plan for land ownership and peasant empowerment influenced the Mexican Constitution. Many of his ideals for the right to vote and representation in government continue in Mexican society today. It is better to die on your feet than to live on your knees. Emiliano Zapata. Now it's your turn. No need to wait a single moment. Through the Schoology portal, we've left a space for you to record your thoughts. You may want to pause the video after each question to give yourself some time to write. There are a total of 3 questions. Here are the questions to help get you started. Emiliano Zapata championed anti-corruption and was willing to fight to restore balance to the peasants and farmers whose land had been stolen in Mexico. The word corruption is defined as dishonest behavior by those in positions of power. Give an example of corruption that could lead to a violation of human rights. Zapata and his revolutionaries used violence to achieve their aims. Share ways that we can root out corruption without the use of violence. Zapata was willing to stand up for what he believed. What characteristics do most upstanders have in common? Take your time. Remember, this is your journal, your diary. You can be honest with your thoughts. Just as Emiliano Zapata teaches us through his work, never forget how we can positively change the world when we are all equal in dignity and rights.